Renewable energy costs have declined significantly in the past few years, but the U.S. still derives the majority of its power from fossil fuels. Here with me today to discuss solar power as a viable clean energy alternative is Amit Ronen, director of the GW Solar Institute. Since its founding in 2008, the Institute has become a respected source of research and analysis on solar energy. Welcome, Amit. I know you come to GW with a background on Capitol Hill. I was wondering if you could describe a little bit about that work and how it intersects with your work at the Solar Institute.
Well, I worked on the Hill for over a decade in the Senate and was part of a lot of the authoring and developing and really marketing of clean energy legislation, some of it that underpins the growth in the solar industry that we see today. And I'm trying to leverage that with my unique position here with our research agenda and analysis that we weren't able to do before, and take that back to policymakers, both in Congress and the executive branch, but also the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission and the World Bank, and provide them with pragmatic but also politically attuned solutions to some of these big policy questions.
Where are we now in terms of our solar energy usage here in the United States, and how does this compare with other clean alternatives and the use of fossil fuels?
Right, well, solar is entering a very exciting and dynamic period in terms of cost. We've seen just in the last couple of years that cost of solar panels themselves has dropped dramatically, which has really changed the landscape. And even though solar is only a fraction of the energy use in our country today, it was about 0.3% of the electricity generated in 2012, that's up 75% just from 2011. And we're seeing a great increase in the amount of solar installations, or about a new solar array goes up every 4 minutes. And we're seeing the cost landscape really change. Solar is competitive in about 10 states right now, and it's projected to be competitive and have price parity with other alternatives like fossil fuels in 47 states by 2016.
So where do you see solar energy going in the next few years?
Well, that's one of the exciting things about this job, and why I'm passionate about it, is that solar really has the potential to be a key component of our energy supply and solve many of the challenges that face us in terms of environmental concerns, national security concerns, and provide a more affordable source for homeowners, businesses, and across our country. And ideally, it'd be something that we could develop here in the United States, manufacturing and the installation, and make it into an economic opportunity for our country. We see solar energy's increase has really now just on the starting to really become a disruptive force in the traditional utility model. For over 100 years we had a situation where we had centralized utilities essentially have a monopoly in a centralized distribution system, and consumers buy power as they use it. Now there's a dynamic where people can go solar. All they have to do is call up a solar installer in some states. They'll look at a satellite map to determine your eligibility, and then the homeowners can have solar installed on their roof with no money down, and then they'll be paying less in their electricity bills every month. We have multi-billion-dollar solar arrays, vast fields of mirrors going up in the Southwest desert, which utilizes a different technology, but that feeds into a lot of the growing population centers around our country. And we also, what this Institute is really focusing on is how this disruptive change is going to mean to the larger system. In many ways, it parallels a lot of the transformations in calcified networks that we saw in telecom, in transportation. It's similar, where there's a dynamic shift happening. There's trillions of dollars in future economic investment that's going to be happen based on whatever policies and what the technology brings.
Well, I know that our students are very interested in learning more about clean energy. Tell us how the Solar Institute interacts with the GW community.
Well, we're very excited and pleased to be part of the great student body that we have here. Their passion and intellect are unmatched. And what the Institute, we have interns that come work with us. We teach classes about solar energy, and we provide a lot of students come to us with research questions on policy papers that they're working on in solar energy, and we support thesis work for our PhD students. So it's really exciting time. We hear all the time from students how interested they are in clean energy, and this rising next generation really wants to be part of this clean energy future.
Well, clean energy is certainly a topic that we all care deeply about. I want to thank Amit for the discussion and for the work that he does at the GW Solar Institute in the area of public policy. Thank you.